Just like having the right information is necessary to make solid hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
State Systems is focused on protecting life and property. As a local, privately owned company, our foundation was built on providing all businesses with complete fire and security protection and infrastructure cabling. State Systems is proud to be a part of the Mid-South community and a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance has been serving the Mid-South since 1954. We've always focused on supporting our community and believed in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts is proud to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
Additional funding provided by Christian Brothers University and Baptist Memorial Healthcare. Get better with Baptist.
This month on The Spark, our theme is Delivering Hope. We'll learn more about the power of the Purple Promise and the philanthropic efforts of FedEx. We'll take a look at a private, independent, faith-based school and nonprofit for children and young adults with disabilities, and we'll discuss how a Memphis-based research hospital is leading the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer and other deadly diseases. Have you ever been excited by a new idea, inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes who are making a difference in their own way, so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders that are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark. They officially launched operations here in Memphis, Tennessee on April 17, 1973. They're global. They deliver to every single address here in the United States. They have more than 300,000 team members. And most importantly, they deliver not just packages, but hope. I'm here with the Director of Citizenship and Reputation Management, Jenny Robertson with FedEx, and describe, obviously, a little bit of humble beginnings, but vastly different for where you are today with FedEx.
Yes, since that beginning in 1973, we've grown quite a bit. We now deliver more than 10 million packages a night, and that night we only did 186. So you can see that growth that we've had. We had 14 aircraft that night. Today we have more than 650. So we are a global company reaching more than 220 countries and territories, but we still have our roots here in Memphis, in our hometown.
Love it. And so a big part of that, when you look at the growth, it goes back to the Purple Promise. Describe the Purple Promise.
The Purple Promise is I will make every FedEx experience outstanding, and every employee learns it on their first day on the job, and wherever they are, whatever country they're in, or whatever role they play, they know that that's the Purple Promise that we deliver to our customers and to each other. And so that's part of our overarching corporate philosophy, which is people, service, and profit. And that's what our culture and our corporation is built on. And that is that we invest in our people, and they in turn will help provide that excellent service and deliver that Purple Promise, which in turn delivers a profit. And when we have that profit, we can invest back in our people again and fulfill that cycle. So Purple Promise is at the heart of that philosophy, and it's what we all strive and believe in and act on every day.
And I know that Fred Smith shares so many amazing stories, heroic efforts where you have employees that go out and they literally are holding on to people in tornadoes and saving their lives and pulling them out of lakes that are drowning. And so when you talk about the Purple Promise, it's not just the business application, it's the community application, which is the perfect segue into philanthropy and giving back, which is something you're extremely well known for, and we greatly appreciate is all of your giving back. You have three main tiers that you stand on, three pillars. Talk about those three pillars.
Absolutely. We give more than $46 million a year to our communities, and we want to do that in a way that makes sense with what we do as a company. So we look at what are our strengths and how can we use those to help others. So the first area is disaster relief and getting things in and out quickly, which is one of the things that we do really well. So we go in and we're some of the first in when a disaster occurs in a community, providing that relief that those citizens need. The second area is safety and ensuring that with 90,000 vehicles on the road that we can leverage the strengths of our safe drivers and our safe practices to help others understand whether they're children crossing the street or whether they are drivers on their daily commute. We want to help leverage that and make our roads as safe as possible. So that's the second area. Our third area is the environment, and that is giving back to the environment where we operate. And we do that through fuel emissions and aircraft emissions, fuel efficiency for our vehicles. We look at how can we offset carbon carbon offsets with our envelopes that we deliver every day. We do carbon offsets. So we look at ways that we can help give back to that community and connect people resourcefully and responsibly.
And I know that learning is a big piece of that as well, and you put all that together in a global citizenship report that you produce every year, correct?
Yes, every year we put out this report. We want it to be as transparent as possible with how we're doing against those goals. And so we look at economics, citizenship, workplace, and the environment, and we tell publicly how we're doing in those areas and what we're doing moving forward to even do better.
Nice. So we're talking a lot about FedEx Cares. There's a FedEx Cares Week, and let's actually take this moment to show viewers FedEx Cares.
It's been critical over the 40-year history of FedEx that we be engaged in the communities where we live and work and play.
Team 5! Team 1!
The idea of volunteering and being an important part of a community is a critical part of our culture.
We certainly want to make sure that we do more than just move packages. We want to get out there, get our hands dirty.
And as you can see, volunteers have already arrived. You can see them behind me.
FedEx volunteers are rolling up their sleeves and helping out.
It's 1 week a year when we can get together as a group in our purple t-shirts.
It's a great opportunity for us to really give back to the community, help those in need.
We are distributing meals in Australia. We are beautifying the lake in Guangzhou, China.
All day long, they've just got a special look in their eye. They know something important is happening.
It's a little bit of a teaser for FedEx Cares Week, and there's so much giving back, so much in terms of volunteerism, activation with your team. Describe FedEx Cares Week.
Well, our people are highly trained and really skilled in a lot of different areas, and we want to help apply that to other nonprofits and other organizations in our community. So we do things year-round in terms of volunteerism, but we also concentrate during 1 week every fall called FedEx Cares Week, and that's where we tell our employees, go out into your communities and do something good for your community. This is our 10th year to do it, and we have more than 10,000 employees around the world serving their communities, doing things from helping food banks really get efficient with their operations. We are cleaning up parks. We're working with the homeless and helping them get the resources that they need. So we're doing a lot of different programs all around the world.
And that ties into United Way. You're a big part of the United Way campaign, United Way really across the nation.
Right, we are a longtime supporter of the United Way, and every year we work with all of our team members to look at ways that they can support through the United Way by giving through their payroll deductions or through their time at things like FedEx Cares Week. United Way is a great organization that helps us to very efficiently deliver dollars to the community.
So we can't not talk about, we're almost into holiday season now. We're getting into the prime time, and when you talk about ramping up, this is a huge time of year for FedEx. Talk about some of the stats when you talk about the holiday deliveries.
We call it peak, and everyone at FedEx gears up for peak year-round. It's our Super Bowl. We know that what we're delivering is something that's going to make a child's day or make a family member or loved one's day. So this is our favorite time of the year. It really showcases what we can do as a company. Here in Memphis, in one night, in our busiest time, we will move 500,000 packages an hour just through our Memphis Express hub.
500,000 in an hour.
Just in an hour. And so all of our employees gear up for this. We're ready for it. It's the most exciting time of the year for us.
And you also have a promotion, a give back promotion that ties into this.
And when we talk about citizenship, we've talked a lot about how our people can give back, how we give as a corporation. This is a way that we want to involve our customers. So this holiday season, we're going to be offering customers the opportunity to come in and let us pack their gifts for them before they ship them. And if they have us pack their gifts, then we'll give $1 to the American Red Cross. And that will help support families and those who may have lost a home to a fire this year or may have experienced some type of a disaster. That will help give them a holiday that they might not have had otherwise.
Give us one little fun fact that everybody needs to know about FedEx.
One fun fact, well, we have made lots of crazy deliveries over the days. One fun fact would be that we've delivered pandas to multiple zoos, including here in Memphis, and we've delivered them to Scotland, Paris, and we've got a plane called the Panda Express that goes around the world delivering those animals.
When all your planes are named after children of employees,
yes,
correct? So
that's one of my favorite facts about FedEx is every plane, if you look on the side, it has one of our employees' child's names.
Absolutely love everything you do, not only here in Memphis, but around the world. So thank you very much for coming on and sharing it.
Yes, thank you.
They're leading the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. I'm here with the CEO of ALSAC, which is the fundraising and awareness organization for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Rick Shadyac Jr. And I say Jr. because you have a personal storyline associated with St. Jude, as well as the famous promise with Danny Thomas. Share a little bit of your story.
Hey, good to see you again, Jeremy. Thank you for having me. Yeah, you know, I'm blessed to be able to tell you that my family's connection to St. Jude goes back to before there was a St. Jude. So you go back to the 1950s. My dad was a Department of Justice lawyer in Washington, D.C., was asked to meet Danny Thomas in a bowling alley in Washington, D.C. He brought a couple of his friends with him, didn't know Danny Thomas. They shared the same ethnic background, were Lebanese, as Danny Thomas was Lebanese. And Danny Thomas said to my father, here's what I want to do, and I want your help doing it. I want to build a hospital. We want to treat catastrophically ill kids. We want to treat them without regard to race, creed, religion, or ability to pay. And we're going to put this hospital in the South, Memphis, Tennessee. Dad looked at him quizzically, asked a few questions, and they ultimately agreed that they would do this. And they did this to say thank you to God and to say thank you to the United States of America for giving our ancestors, my grandparents, the opportunity to come to this country and make a living. And you know, Danny Thomas was fulfilling a promise that he had made to St. Jude. If St. Jude had helped him find his way in life as a struggling actor to enjoy success, that he would build St. Jude a shrine. That shrine became St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis.
And so when you look at it, extremely lofty goals for that time. But where we are today, you fast forward, you've dramatically moved the needle on the survival rate and those percentages. Talk about the percentages and the increase.
Yeah, so again, in that historical perspective, when we opened our doors, the disease that we first tackled, leukemia, was deemed to be incurable. So if 100 kids were diagnosed, only 4 of those kids would survive. So the survival rate was 4%. Fast forward 52 years, the survival rate today is now 94%.
Huge.
Amazing. And if you take the overall survival rates for pediatric cancer, when we opened our doors, they were around 20%. Today, they're over 80%, and our doctors and scientists have plans to get it to over 90% this decade. Truly remarkable progress.
When you look at the DNA, the way you're able to have the success, it's because you're able to treat the children on campus. You also have the research and development there on campus. And the way that you're able to do it, you can do whatever it takes. And you've had presidents, you've had first ladies, you've had dignitaries from all around the world come in and take a tour and see it firsthand. Talk about what makes St. Jude Children's Research Hospital so special and how you're able to do whatever it takes to get that job done.
Well, you know, I could sum it up in one word: the public. Okay, the public allows us to do it. We've been blessed. We just had Michelle Obama come visit us. We recently had President Clinton visit us. You know, I'm reminded about President Clinton's visit. You know, we had sent him some information about some of the research studies that we're doing at St. Jude, and he read them. And he wanted to know about one in particular where we had proven that race was not a factor in the survivability of pediatric cancer, provided the child was treated at St. Jude. He was stunned by that finding and wanted to understand more. So we had the doctor, the researcher that had come up with that finding, and he asked him, why is it the case that race isn't a factor provided the child is treated at St. Jude? And Dr. Pui, the gentleman that did this, looked at him and said 2 reasons. We deliver unsurpassed patient care at St. Jude, but also because of the support of the public. And President Clinton looked at him and said, I don't understand. What does the public have to do with it? Right. He says, well, they provide the resources. We do whatever is necessary to get a child better. If I need to order that extra diagnostic test and know it's not going to be covered by insurance, I'm going to do it. If I need to order an experimental drug for this patient, we know we're going to do that because we have the comfort of having the support of the public that allows us to do whatever it takes to get a child better. President Clinton looked at Dr. Pui and said, that's the way medicine should be practiced everywhere. But sadly, Jeremy, that's not the case. But the public allows St. Jude to do things that no other place can do.
And so, as you can imagine, this becomes a lifelong journey. So the child is treated there, but as they go through adulthood, that relationship still stands. So let's take a look at a little bit of a teaser, if you will, on the relationship created with St. Jude.
My name is Gabby Salinas, Gabriella Salinas. I currently work at the hospital on the malaria project, and our efforts are towards discovering new treatments. I started having pain in my leg, and then it got progressively worse. My mobility got worse. I lost my ability to walk. In New York, they diagnosed me with Ewing sarcoma.
It's a bone cancer in her back.
And they said without treatment that I only had a few weeks to live, and we needed $250,000 for the treatment. At that moment, my mom said that she had never felt so hopeless in her life. And Marlo Thomas, who's the daughter of Danny Thomas, who founded the hospital at St. Jude, contacted us and said, I have a place that you can go to and you will not receive a single bill. I just really love what I do. And I know that the science at St. Jude is moving faster than anywhere else. And I kind of want to be involved in that.
That gives us some perspective on the lifelong relationship created with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You have so many amazing things going on, new developments, a proton beam. Talk about the new developments.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things going on our campus right now. So we're getting ready to open up the only proton therapy center that'll be dedicated solely to kids in America, right here at St. Jude in Memphis, Tennessee. We've expanded our surgical suites, our intensive care units. We're seeing more and more kids than we ever have seen in our history, and our plan is to take even more kids in. And we're able to do that, again, Jeremy, because of the incredible support of the public.
Well, I know when you talk about the economic impact and being based here in Memphis, 5,000 employees, you recently did a study. It's $2.5 billion in terms of the ability to make a difference right here in the Mid-South. Is that right?
Our economic impact, so the combined economic impact of ALSAC and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital conservatively is over $2.5 billion per year. So we're a pretty big, important part of the economy in Memphis.
Well, and also too, the thing that I love is that it's not just the financial, it's also too the intrinsic, it's the human time, giving in and really rolling their sleeves up. And so talk about your perspective of all of the employees, not only working there at St. Jude, but also too being involved in the community.
You know, I've challenged my employees this year to do something in the community, and I genuinely believe, so we have about 1,200 people that work at ALSAC, and about 900 of them are based in Memphis. 900 people can make a huge difference in the city of Memphis if we collectively work to get this community better. And we're doing it, and I'm hearing incredible stories about how they've been touched and really helped the community a lot.
And so the last piece of this, you mentioned it, is the public involvement. And so the average donation, when you look at it, is about $30, and yet your daily spend is $2 million to be able to keep the operations running for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So it's extremely important. There's so many easy ways, whether it's wearing a tie and purchasing merchandise that benefits St. Jude, or being involved in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, the FedEx St. Jude Classic. You have the Thanks for Giving Walk coming up November 22nd. You have the marathon, the St. Jude Marathon, coming up in December. So talk about some of the easy ways that the public can help St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
There are so many ways, and you've hit on many of them. Volunteer. Just come to the hospital and volunteer. You can give blood. You can do a walk for us. You can participate in the Give Thanks walk over Thanksgiving. Are you doing the 5K or the marathon, Jeremy? I want to challenge everybody there to do the 5K or the marathon and fundraise for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So there's just a variety of ways. You can make a difference in the lives of these kids. I mean, literally, folks, when you're supporting St. Jude, you are helping us to operate a hospital and give hope to these families that are stricken with catastrophic diseases.
Well, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show and sharing not only the amazing things you're doing, but how people can get involved in making a difference through St. Jude. So thank you very much, Rick.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
They provide a faith-based, educational, and social environment for students and young adults to thrive and reach their full potential. I'm here with the Executive Director for the Madonna Learning Center, Joe Gilbert, and you yourself have a personal tie to the Madonna Learning Center. Share your story.
Oh, I have a brother with Down syndrome, and in 1969, when the school began, he was one of the first students to attend and one of the first graduates to attend. He is a child of 7 brothers and sisters, and he was sandwiched right in the middle, and so we got to walk this journey with him of struggles and the feeling of wanting to be accepted for who he was and to achieve as much as he could possibly achieve. And so it's been a wonderful journey to see them at the beginning, go through Madonna, go into other programs, and then come back full circle, and I can be there for more students to go through the school.
And I think to me the part that's magical is you're not putting ceilings on them. You're stepping in, you're creating individualized plans for these students and saying, where do you want to go? Let's take you there together, and let's work with not only the student but the family to make sure that they reach their full potential and their dreams. And so dive in a little bit to the nuances. You have small classroom sizes, you have expert teachers, things like occupational therapists, and so experts in their field stepping in to build that foundation.
Yes, we have a very highly qualified staff. We have special education teachers that are highly qualified, special ed assistants, and we have 2 speech therapists, occupational therapists. We have people who are very qualified in creative movement, yoga, creative art, visual arts, and music. And so we are very excited to be able to offer a variety of services to all of our students.
So when you talk about the program, so obviously they're learning things like science and math and language arts and English, but they're also, as you mentioned, they're learning yoga and creative movement and performance. And so they're tying in all these things that are good for physical fitness, for learning and enrichment, for social, but also therapeutic. Describe kind of that full range from the technical education to kind of the creative education blended together.
Right, we like to develop the whole child. And so when we're developing the educational plan, we want to make sure that we're gearing the information that they need that's going to make them as independent as possible and make them employable. And so a lot of our structure in the classroom with art, with the math and the language arts, is geared to what would they need to be functional and do well in society in the future. And so we also look at the whole child. So we're working on their physical fitness and their social skills and their academics. And we try to bring in as many tools to make that happen. And we work with the families also to try to make that happen so that we're developing everything.
And employability is a piece of that too, correct?
Yes, it is. And we used to, Madonna used to graduate students at 16, and now we're keeping them longer so that we can do that job training and independent living skills into the future.
Nice. So we're talking about it. Let's go ahead and let's give viewers a little bit of a look. Let's take a look at Madonna Learning Center in action.
I'm Elizabeth Williamson, and I am a parent of a student at Madonna Learning Center.
My name is Amy Harville. My husband and I have a 9-year-old son, Isaac, who has been attending Madonna since he was 7. Every child at Madonna has special needs, and everyone is unique in their special needs. The teachers and the staff and the therapists at Madonna truly care for each one of the children.
The capital campaign and the building project will provide space. The buildings were in fairly bad shape. We desperately needed to renovate.
He is well taken care of, that he is cared for, that he is being educated in a way that he has never been educated before.
Please help us to help the children that we serve and the families that we serve.
That gives us some fun perspective on the Madonna Learning Center, a typical day in the life of, but technology plays a very vital role in this, not only with smart boards, but also to iPads that they can literally communicate through. Share some of the technology and why that's so important with Madonna Learning Center.
We have smart boards in every classroom, so it allows our students to get up and move and manipulate the programs that they're working on. And we also have some laptops and some desktops, and the students work really hard on those, lots of programs on those. But we also have the iPads, and we probably have about 4 to 5 iPads per classroom. We have some students that's the only means of communication. Before it was sign language, and that's a very limited ability for other people to understand children and for them to be clean in their sign language to communicate. And so the iPads allows them to be able to share what's going on at school with mom at home, and then vice versa, and the kids absolutely light up when they're able to, people understand what they're saying with their iPads, and so it's been fun.
I know I was able to take a tour, and it was amazing to be able to see one of the students wanted to show me like he has a pet dog and the name and this and that, what he was doing yesterday, and you could just see them light up to be able to share that story. So very, very powerful. Translate that over, when you talk about technology, there's going to be a lot of technology in a new building. So right now you're going through a capital campaign, a renovation, to be able to obviously build out a whole new space. Share with us about the capital campaign and the renovation.
Well, we couldn't build or grow as a school until we were able to expand our services. And so we had a very old building, and now we're able to move into a program or facility that'll have a gym so our kids can play basketball, and they've never been able to play basketball before and shoot it in a real goal. We're going to have an adult program in the back that's separate from the school, that's going to be very office-based looking, and so they're going to be able to do some in-house work and off-site work where they're in businesses, training for employment and independent living and social skills there. Nice. And we're also going to add a preschool classroom, and so now we can expand our services for even a larger age group. And so in our services that we provide in after-school programs and summer camp, we now are going to have a larger facility to be able to provide, you know, more services there too. So.
Love it. When you talk about easy ways to get involved with Madonna Learning Center, one of the things is I always recommend go take a tour. Yes. And obviously it'll be even more impressive when you're in the new facility. But you have 2 big fundraisers every year. Talk about those 2 big fundraisers.
Our first fundraiser is December 16th and 17th, and it's a Christmas play put on by our students, and it's their gift to the community. And we are looking forward to that this year. It's at Germantown Performing Arts Center, and last year it was there, and we had over 800 attend each performance. Wow. So we're excited about that. And then we have a gala February 21st at CBHS, and that's a big fundraiser, and it helps to offset some of our tuition. Our tuition is $11,700, which is really only half of what it costs for us to educate the students, and so we have to make up that difference by our fundraisers, and that's one of our biggest events that helps us do that.
So there you go. Make sure and go out to the fundraisers, show support, but definitely go take a tour and see the magic that they're doing there at Madonna Learning Center. So Joe, thank you very much for coming on the show and for all you do in the community. Delivering hope is a powerful theme, not only for this episode and these organizations, but for what we can do each day to help each other and make a difference. FedEx is helping us deliver the gifts that will connect and warm the hearts of children and loved ones. They contribute millions each year to help nonprofits, and their FedEx team members physically volunteer around the world to give back to their local communities. The Madonna Learning Center delivers hope for a bright future by ensuring that any child and young adult, regardless of their disability, will have a chance to thrive and build a solid foundation for their life. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is not only literally saving lives each day, but through their research and development and freely sharing their findings, they're working to drive the survival rate for childhood cancer to 90%. St. Jude won't stop until no child dies from cancer, and for any parent or child diagnosed, that's delivering hope. So thank you for watching The Spark. To learn more about each of the guests and to interact with your stories of others leading by example, visit thesparktv.org. We look forward to seeing you next month, and we hope that you'll join with us in creating a spark for the Mid-South.
Just like having the right information is necessary to make solid hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.
State Systems is focused on protecting life and property. As a local, privately owned company, our foundation was built on providing all businesses with complete fire and security protection and infrastructure cabling. State Systems is proud to be a part of the Mid-South community and a presenting sponsor of The Spark.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance has been serving the Mid-South since 1954. We've always focused on supporting our community and believed in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.